What do you think your purpose is?
Continue to bring joy, good vibes, and once again, happiness. I mean, happiness is the main key here. People come out and they come out for a reason. They come out to have a good time, to escape whatever burdens they may have in their life currently. They want to have and it's not even all about drinking and just out there to have a good time, and to be able to do that with music and, like you said, the beats and the rhythms. I mean, that makes people feel something. And if we can make people feel and escape their burdens and their hardships or whatever the case is, I mean, I think we're accomplishing our job. I think we're doing exactly what we need to do.
Before we get into this episode, I would like for you all to like, subscribe, and leave any comments. I greatly appreciate all those who are part of this fellowship and a part of this team and part of this journey with me and many other guests where we discuss their journey towards their purpose, self-reflecting, so that we all can realize and have self-reflection within ourselves, that we may be able to be inspired and ultimately to remind ourselves we are not alone in our path to greatness. Hey man, we're here for another episode of Journey to Purpose, man. I'm actually blessed and glad to be alive. All glory be in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We're here with two special individuals, man, that I've known for quite some time, man. And one of the things that I've known about them, man, they've been grinding and focused on what they're passionate about, and that's DJing. Some of you all may know them from their days growing up down in Columbia and Elgin, but a lot of us know them as DJ Bull and DJ Block. You know what I'm saying? So welcome, having y'all here for Journey to Purpose. Appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. So one of the things about them, man, they're very local around here in the residency. They've been doing this for quite some time, but the thing about being on your journey to your purpose, it does not pan out the way that you want necessarily off the gate. Most recently, they've been starting to do a lot of shows in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a big growth within your community, knowing that this market is very high volume. There's a lot of people coming up doing this as a passion. So they're kind of like the OGs in this thing a little bit, man. They got the young guys and everybody that just want to jump into this. So we're here today, man, to talk to these individuals about the grind of being DJing, chasing their purpose, and here hopefully figuring out how is that going to lead them to their ultimate goal in life, fulfilling the purpose and destiny that is called for them to be on this earth. So, man, we're gonna just start off, man. What's been going on with you all, man? I mean, how's life been treating both of you all, man, with this grind? Like, being a DJ, is it a full-time job along with another full-time job? What is that like?
Yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely full-time job with full-time jobs. But we're just grinding it out, just to eventually take it to that point where DJing is just strictly full-time. So right now we're just, planting the seeds, making the moves, and
I like that.
And just getting prepared.
I like that. Yeah. How long have y'all been doing this now, individually, and then collectively?
I'd say dabbling for a while, maybe about 15.
Woo! Yeah.
And that's just, playing around, having fun with it, learning the craft.
Yeah.
Because, it's still so much more that we try to learn with the craft.
Yeah.
But professionally, we've been doing it for about 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 7 years in that transition to professional, what was the difference from dibbling dabbling to making the transition professionally?
Well, it was just a whole different ball game.
Gotcha.
We didn't know like how everything worked. Music wise, I always been big in music. Like anything I listen to, anything and everything, I always give a lot of music a chance. I'd be like, okay, this could be dope. But then transitioning from just playing around, going to certain spots. You dropping a song here, you playing top 40 here, rap here.
Yeah.
But get into it professionally, man, you got to know what's hot, what everybody listening to. Like that's when you really got to dig.
Yeah.
Like, cause you can't come in there and just play what you want.
Yeah.
Man, it's not gonna happen.
So we're gonna dive into that because that's so funny. How many times do y'all go to other spots and really be watching the DJ and critiquing them and like you can tell he's just playing what he want to play?
Yeah, I do it every time. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm going there, not going there to have fun, but at the time, man, it's just that if. Yeah. Like at first, I used to just go to the club just to boom, 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 have fun with everybody. But now, like when I go to a spot, like that's the first thing when I walk in.
Yeah.
What they playing? Like how is he playing this?
What the crowd looks like,
Yeah.
things like that. Y'all got a great, unique system. I don't know if anybody has ever like been around these guys when they play, but the tandemness that they have is like the Road Warriors or DX. If you know anything about wrestling, it's the tag team, like the complement of Triple H and Shawn Michaels when they was in their bag, or the Wolfpack of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash as the 1-2 tandem. They get on that DJ mic and they be going, DJ Bull is more like, right, he got the voice. You know, when I get on the mic, I'm like, man, I sound so funny. You know, like I don't sound as amped as he has the voice. Now, Block be like, you know, Shorty Low / E40 vibing, like, you know, looking like, you know, eyes are barely open, be vibing to the beat. But when they get into it, they watch and mirror each other. You can just see the enthusiasm and the passion and love that you reinvigorate in one another. Like I'll be paying attention and I can watch when Bull is locked in with Block and Block is locked in with Bull. And y'all just be feeding each other, man. And I think that's very, very important, especially as y'all grow in this journey of life, because we know that life will beat you down, man. You know, life is tough. And when we got to face life alone, that's hard. God didn't call us to go through life alone. He really didn't. That was one of the first things he established in the beginning of time with Adam having animals and even realizing animals wasn't enough and that he needed a companion. He needed somebody else to be there with him. There's moments and seasons where we have to be to ourselves to regroup and be stronger. Jesus had those moments. God had those moments. Moses had those moments. It's many times where a lot of people in the Bible had to be away for a month or time so that they were refreshed. So let me get into that, man. What is some of the moments in y'all's life that, you know, that helps you refresh so that you can be who you need to be for the people when you go to these different spots? Because you got life going on. You got family issues, relationships, ups and downs, all that regular life bills. And then you walk into a bar or a club and y'all act as if there's no issues going on. And then you come to bring the energy to get other people inspired and have a good time. How do y'all find time to recover for yourself?
It's about the love for the passion of DJing, you know, the love for not, it's just more than playing music. Like you said, it's catering to the people, to the crowd. I mean, we love the city. We love the state, you know, we love just everybody who comes out, shows love. So we do it for the people. We do it for everybody and more than just for ourselves. So.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me, just to see everybody, you know, out there dancing, moving, just vibing, having a good time.
Yeah.
That really just gets you in a different mindset. So it takes away. Actually, it's almost like a Zen thing for me, at least. You know, like if I'm having a bad day, stuff's going on, I get behind those boards. You know, it's game on. Like I forget everything. I'm just locked in. So
it's a different playground.
It's a different playground.
You get behind that board, man. It changes. Like, man, it's just like I call it that because, man, when I get back down, like you got the playground, you got the slides, you got the swings. I like the experience.
Yeah.
And he watches me when I'm trying to do different stuff. I'll be like, yo, man, I'm about to try to flip this right quick and try something different, try a different mix. Because, you know, like, man, a lot of scenes that, like, me and him together, like, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And, like, music-wise, you know, sometimes I want that crowd, you know, that can actually, you know, listen to what we can really do instead of, you know, coming out and be like, they just want to hear the same thing every night.
Yeah.
But to me personally, like I say, we DJs, it don't matter if it's the same thing every night. I mean, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna play that music.
So let's flip this a little more to the mental aspect of this game. Let's go mental. The mental aspect of how does it feel to know that you control the vibe of the scene?
Whew.
Control. Let's talk about that. Like you have influence to control the narrative of a nightclub. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other things factor into it, right? Like life, right? We have an idea, we have a plan, we have expectations, we have this vision and this fantasy from other things, right? So you have that walking into a club. Let's say when you go to Charlotte, right? Unfamiliar territories, right? How much of what you are, the basis of who you are, go into that and knowing that you can really control that atmosphere.
You know, for me, it's like I still get those stage jitters before. Even though we've been doing it for so long, we've done so many different venues.
Yeah.
But when we go into somewhere new, you know, we're just literally like fishing. We throw out something out there, and if it bites, then we kind of get an idea of what the crowd wants. We might mess around, and like Blanc was saying earlier, you know, we might throw a genre here, we might switch it there. But it's really all fishing, man. Just going out there and seeing what works, what bites.
Do y'all be nervous? The crickets in the crowd, and people get to drinking and sticking around. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, it's always the one thing. Like I talk to him about it every time we do a spot. Say we go to a spot, ain't nobody there. You know. Sometimes we'll feel some type of way, but like, okay, nobody showed up. But I told him like, dog, all you need is one person that come to that spot that be there every time. I was like, if he approved what we did, and he done been there working for so long, that's all I need to hear. Because he didn't heard other DJs coming there before. But if he come to us and say, man, this the best I heard since I've been, working here. So he didn't heard other people. Regardless if there was nobody in there, I got to approve from my guy.
That's what's up. And I think that's important even when we talk about on this Journey Purpose podcast and the aspect of the mental awareness and self-identity. I think is very huge to point out that, man, we need people, man. We really try to face life by ourselves. We're already going to do that. But when you can have a circle or a community or even a brother, as the Bible said in Proverbs, born for adversity, like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just a friend. You're not just a friend. Like, that's a foundation of it. But that friendship extends beyond just regular friendships and phone calls and conversations. See, the world's friendship is based on common interests and belief. The friend that God is referred to in that scripture is more so the love of God that it does not change. You know what I'm saying? And the elevation of that love that don't change is brotherhood. It's like, I'm there with you through tough times. What's going on? But if we're not able to express that or speak on these things or be vulnerable enough to do that, then the potential and the power that friendship has can never meet the extension of what God intended. It says, think of those things above. So if you just see a friendship as like this, that's my DJ guy. That's my music guy, right? We just gonna talk music. We gonna do DJ. We gonna piggyback. And we don't really talk about our personal life. Right. All right. Y'all could be great, good DJs, but just like good teams that end up being championship teams, they go through some hardship. There's some intimate moments. They go through some up and down. There's some lying. There's some deceits. There's some ups. There's some happy. There's some joys. There's some pains. There's some sorrow. It's some real live emotional stuff going on behind the scenes that connect the bond. So when you come in one day, and we're going to get into the family aspect real quick, but when you come in on a bad day, he can feel my dog ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get my dog in it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to carry this weight. Remember, like Michelle Obama's out here making a comment about relationships can be 70, 90, 30, and all of that. It flips. So is a relationship with a brother, with a friend, with a sister, with a sibling, with DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come in and you got to lock in. I remember we'll get into that in a moment, but, don't know how you feel much about talking about it, but I know your mom had passed, you know what I'm saying? And that was tough, man, hearing that. I wasn't even close to you in that way, but close enough to know, like, man, any man who really loves their mother and their mother was solid, like, it just hit different, you know what I'm saying? And you was still, it hit different.
Yeah, it hit different.
You know what I'm saying? I lost my dad at an early age, and that hit different. So I can only imagine the impact of my mama, who I've been with all my life. You know what I'm saying? And how that experience, what friendship is that into that. So making that transition, though, I just wanted to point out that y'all's bond, man, that friendship and love that y'all have one another within it is also a representation of what God asked us to show to one another. The forgiveness, the patience, the kindness, the gentleness, these things. I've seen y'all go bump head to head like brothers. It happened. But I know one thing at the end of the day, that you will not mess with Block and Bull not be there, and you're not gonna mess with Bull and Block not be there. And that's loyalty. Yeah. That's friendship. And we like that these days, man. We don't have a lot of loyal people no more. So let's go into y'all's childhood real quick, man. Like, what part of you in y'all's youth? You said it's been 15 years. When did you really like music? Like music first, because you had to like music before you got music.
Man, my pops, real big, real big on music. That's who I know I inherited music side from.
Yeah.
Then him in the morning, be about 7 in the morning. Knowing well, the radio shouldn't be up that loud. I'm sitting in the room, door closed. It's 7 in the morning. He got up there cooking breakfast. The door started vibrating. I was like, oh, like that. Oh, she must be in there cooking right now. But yeah, I learned like the temperatures, up from the 80s to the 90s. Like my mom, big R&B.
Okay.
So she used to play a lot of music around the house too.
Okay.
So, watching BT.
Yeah.
Growing up on that, that's what I grew up.
So you grew up, in your house, music seemed to be that motivating factor and set the tone for you all. How about you, Bull?
I have my Guyanese background, West Indies. Shout out to the West Indies, by the way. I grew up, my family.
I knew you wanted full black. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I think I hear on these. Who got here from them?
Hey, like this, I grew up with music, man. I grew up with all the Caribbean, the reggae, the soca music, just that Caribbean vibe.
Yeah.
But then growing up down in the country in Elgin, I was exposed to country music, rap music, so I just fused all that together. I've just been surrounded by it. And I think that's what makes my style a little bit different. I just really mash everything up and just try to build a flow. That's really it.
What happened? Where did you learn to get that voice, bro?
It started off as a joke, man. Shout out to group therapy one more time.
Can we get a shout? Can we get a group therapy sound? Do I need a mic? Y'all got to hear, man. You playing the beat like
you put them on the spot.
Yeah, you don't want it now. God almighty.
Yeah, man. It was just one night. We were just out DJing. I saw a mic sitting there, and I was just making a joke, man. I was like, hey, Candy, come to this booth or whatever. And someone was like, hold on, do that again. And I was like, all right. And then one thing led to another, and they said, hey, do it like you did last week, do it during the crowd. And people just fed off of it. And,
that's dope.
And one joke led to I guess, like, that's my thing.
I caught it once.
What did they call it? Is that an ad lib? Is that I'm not.
It just he did it,
bro.
And, like we was all laughing. Like he sounded like a stripper.
Little John, I got your replacement. Got your replacement, Little John. Like that's dope.
Yeah, he made it. He made it something.
Yeah,
and like no matter what, you would hear people that we don't even barely know sometimes that walk past. And they'll be like, "That's right, baby." I'm like, man,
that's crazy. That's monumental, man. That's
kind of sad, man. It's kind of stuck. So just been, just going with it. And what I've learned too is that you can play the music, and then it's one thing when you're interacting with the crowd on the mic, you get a different reaction. Start shouting people out. They love it. They feel like they're involved. They feeling special. Doing the birthday shout outs, just shouting out. The staff, the people that are in there, and just especially we're in a Gamecock Nation. So
yeah, man.
You shouting out the schools, you playing Sandstorm, and just shouting out everybody. I mean, they just go wild for it.
Yeah,
they just really do.
That's dope, man. We're gonna get into a different topic as far as the hardship of the journey. So the next aspect of things is it's when we're on a journey, man, we go through stages in life. Your upbringing seemed to plant the seed and the foundation of kind of where the origin of this love for music and DJ. And we talk about the power that it can have and the control that the influence that you can have on people using y'all's gifts. So y'all have your conflictual issues. The conflictual issues, I guess, as I picked up, could be a little racial, could be stereotyped. The word of mouth aspect of things, I think, is huge for you all. But you all had to break that for yourself, right? You said you had to mentally take that risk, that chance. But y'all were starting to grow. As you said, other people were starting to hit y'all up. And funny that even though y'all were growing individually, sometimes in life, like any relationship, marriage, friendship, school, job related, there's times where you got to be a team, and there's times that you have to be a team apart. Right. And that's a different level of friendship or brotherhood. And I'll even use the word intimacy, right? Intimacy ain't always cuddling, Netflix, and chill. Like intimacy is ultimately knowing each other's deep and darkest things, things that you don't want to build, and being able to identify with that and still have a connection. So the connection is y'all knew that being away from each other benefited financially, but something in you did not resonate that I was good by myself. And sometimes we live in a world where people are okay with being by themselves. They're so hurt, so broken, so guarded, so isolated that being to themselves is good. But then once again, when you're having a hard day and a mental block or a mental block, you don't have anybody to go to. You have to deal with that all by yourself, which leads to a lot of depression, leads to a lot of anxiety, leads to a lot of different health issues, leads to a lot of different traumas because you don't have an outlet. So I picked that up from you all, but we're going to go back into that y'all work was starting to pay off. God wants us to enjoy the fruits of our labor. He says that in his word. But there's a quote that Lincoln said years ago. It is it is an old and true maximum that a drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. So with men, if you would win a man to your cause, first convince them that you are his sincere friend. Therein is a drop of honey that catches his heart, which says, what you will is the great road to reason. Ultimately, what he's saying is learn how to connect to people, learn how to say something sweet, learn how to do something that correlates with individuals that people will be attracted to it. For you all, it's that music. For you all, it's that connection that, like I said earlier in the intro, that our life is like a beat of rhythms and drums. He also goes to state the one referring to y'all's word of mouth is give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. What that means is, I like this quote, give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. What that means is, instead of talking trash about somebody behind their back or talking about people in a negative way, if you talk about them in a positive way, then you put them on a pedestal to live up to an expectation for others. So if you're putting in good work at Thirsty Parents, then the only thing they can do is talk about how good your work is. The fans walk out of there, the crowd walks out like, man, that was lit. What happens is other people hear, what is lit? Where that was at? Who's this DJ? And like you said, it takes one opportunity with the mic check, right? And it opens up doors for many other people to be like, hold on, who are these guys? But when you talk trash about people, man, it don't really go far in life. People, because it really shows about who you are as a character. People don't realize that. I've learned to stop running my mouth bad and negative about people behind the back. And then even if I do, I'm accountable enough to be like, man, I was angry. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt, or I was this, you know what I'm saying? Or, at the end of the day, they're actually good people. Well, I thought you said this about them. I was out of anger. They got flaws. They got issues, right? You correct yourself. Because at the end of the day, I'm not leaving a stain on a person where I know I really cared about, or this time in life happened. So I think it's very important that how we speak about people reflects who we are, one, but is also a testament to what we've left on them. And I think that started to happen to you all. Now y'all are in Charlotte. So let's talk about the fruits of things. Like, what are some of the things you enjoy, being a DJ? Like, what comes with it? Now we're not going to talk about relationship status and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure that's tough too, being a DJ. But, hey, comes with the perks. You're an attractive young man. You know what I'm saying? You got the crowd going. So what are some of the things that y'all really enjoy about, outside of playing and the passion? What are some of the superficial perks and some of the things that come with it that y'all enjoy?
Traveling, seeing different places, meeting different people. Just hanging out and just having a good time. It's like this is what we like to do. So at the same time, it's work, but it's play too. It's not, we look at it in both aspects, as a business, but as but as a hobby and something that we enjoy doing. So, but I think that the perks to it, the benefits, is definitely just going out and seeing these different venues. I mean, like
Yeah.
Rick said, that Charlotte market's pretty crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a huge market out there. Glad to finally get tapped in there as well. And it's also helping us diversify our playlist, the way that we play, and seeing a different side of from going from bars and some minor clubs here in Columbia to actual real nightclubs in bigger cities.
Yeah.
So to really kind of start to hone in on the craft and start fine tuning the little things that, just sound a little sharper, a little smoother.
Yeah.
So
sounds like it reinvigorated y'all to go, even to the basics and keep elevating. Like when you really love something, you just want to keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're passionate about something, you want to get better. Like if you don't really have anything you're passionate about, you kind of just go through the motions, the checklist, you wake up, you do what you do, blah, blah, blah. It's another thing. But, even my media team and my guys, like they've only been doing this for maybe about a year, but they're learning, they're constantly learning, getting better and better. We're getting new camera, we're getting new lens. Now I'm learning, now that I'm tapped in on it with things editing, I'm realizing like, boy, this editing is real. I'm like, golly. I will bust my butt right now hard, but in 4 or 5 years, I will be paying somebody. Paying somebody to do this stuff. But I'll be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I'll know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really dope. Y'all get free drinks. They give y'all free drinks.
We get some donations here.
If it was a good night, and they had a good time, they definitely look out. They definitely look out.
Yeah.
So we done ran up a tab before.
Yeah. I believe it. So one of the things, let's go right. One of the things that it seems like that nightlife, like some could think like being in a nightlife all the time is like stupid rewarding because we know what the nightlife brings, not necessarily all the trouble, but the joy and the fun, stuff like that. But even nightlife, have y'all started like doing like day parties or weddings and other things?
Yeah. So like that's just like the Charlotte market. The Charlotte market is rooftop vibes, day parties. Real nice venues out there. We do our weddings. We do the ceremony and the reception. So we're with the couples day and night. We've been doing even local venues like restaurants and stuff too, just having setting vibes. So it's like, it's been pretty.
Any restaurants stand out to you all or anything?
One time for Wild Wings, shout out to Wild Wings. They do things out there. And just in 5 Points, all over 5 Points in general. So just being out there.
One of the things I was going to bring up is the equipment aspect. Like I've seen some guys, they have like a board like this big, but you all got like I don't know, man. It's like you can definitely see the upgrade. You can definitely see the transition. So that part of chasing your purpose or your passion, I think people got to realize when you're passionate about something, it's an investment.
It is.
You
And that's kind of why, like how you said, when we first started out, I started off with a $200 small board when I started professionally.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you could DJ straight off your laptop, off virtual DJ. I mean, I was rocking out downtown off a laptop. That was it.
Laptop. What was playing that then? What were you using? Like Napster? Was Napster?
Virtual DJ, and then using the LimeWire.
DJing?
Crossfire, all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that Napster, man. I'm really sure.
Hey, Napster was that's what it was.
That's where it started, man.
Yeah.
I was in school when they had Napster.
Especially if you had some decent internet, it worked out.
Burn CDs.
Yeah, man.
We're trying to download a song off download. What?
Yeah.
That used to be the rough days.
Yeah, that's good. But going back into, like you said, the investment, man, you started off with like a 200. What about you? What did you start off? Because I see yours now. You got the DJ block on it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Y'all, man, it's real deal.
Like, equipment wise, it's like, it all started just by building. Yeah. Like, when we started making a little bit of money, like at first, when we first started off, when we got the call, come do parent, Like, we ain't had no speakers, no nothing.
Wow.
So me and him,
Wow.
we just put our money together, brought like a whole little set.
That was one of those days, like, man, some bills are not gonna get paid.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
use this check, get the speakers. Yeah, yeah.
So we went up. We ended
Can't
up,
go in there. Image
Yes.
is everything,
It
man.
is.
Image is
Definitely.
everything.
yeah. So we put the money together, got them speakers. Like, I had my little tracker joint. That's what I had. You know, he had his little board. But, you know, after a couple of gigs here and there, money started rolling in. I'm like, I see him upgrade. So I'm still using my little joint.
Somebody point out to you.
And then he coming down. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get that.
Iron is sharpening iron.
That's it.
Iron sharpening iron, man. That's.
But it just it's consistency, it's dedication, it's hard work, it's the motivation, it's persistence. I mean, just because it takes a lot. Because we work 9 to 5s and we do this during the week and on the weekends full time, right? So you really gotta be what's the word I'm looking for? Dedicated, right?
Discipline.
Yeah, like dedicated discipline. That's
There you
it,
go.
discipline.
Yeah.
You really gotta have a lot of discipline because you know when he said that our first year we just took that money we were making and investing it in ourselves, and I really think that that's what helped in the long run of things because we planted the seeds in the beginning and then now we're enjoying the fruits of our labor. Basically. You know, we set it up just right. So
That's deep.
Yeah. And you know, hard work and it definitely shows and it pays off and it makes you feel good. Like you said, you know, you sit back there coming from that little board and doing what we did, but we did so much with that. And then now but the equipment doesn't make the DJ because anybody can play music. Anybody can play. It's how you play it and you know how you interact and just kind of what your vibe is, what you bring, your flow, your style. So yeah.
So we're going back into those boards, man. Like I said, I seen your board with the DJ blog. So you started off with 200. You didn't really say what you wanted to do. I don't know if you might want to keep it quiet because you might have just had the phone. But what the boards that you have now, like what like we don't have to go into prices. We don't need people trying to steal your shit. But excuse my language. I'm sorry for that. But ultimately, you know, the boards that you have now, what kind of boards do you have?
So I'll be honest with you, I got a wide range. So from small boards, mid-sized boards, big boards.
So you got multiple boards.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, you know that's all, man.
Yeah.
15 years, you done came up.
Yeah. I've got, you know, the old school techniques, you know, with the 2-channel mixer with them. I've got the upgraded S9s with the digital mixers. I've got the Pioneer SC2s. We use the Rev 7. It's one of our favorite boards. But out of all the boards I've ever had, I think the SZ2 was probably my favorite. It's a big battle style board. It was just a monster, man. It was just had everything built in. But right now that Rev 7, real dope. It's got the moving platters, you know. So you still get that turntable feel.
Yeah.
But it's still portable enough to carry from club to club, venue to venue.
Yeah.
But yeah, me personally, I have a wide range.
You've done anything to customize it?
I haven't, unlike this guy here.
I seen him.
Yeah, he's from the laptop to the board.
This is all customized.
Yeah.
You want to share some of your customizations on it?
Man, shoot. It's something I seen. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Like, even with that logo, man, I always wanted a logo. I think he had his. No, we both had one, but I wanted a different.
Yeah.
So I got with a guy named Mike.
Shout out Mike Will.
Yeah, Mike Will. So he sent me a design. Like the one that you see now, he sent it to me regular. So I was like, I sent it back. I messaged him like, yo, I want something that pop. I want something that really, you know, people be like, yo, what the world? Like, what is that? Who never done that before? So next minute, he sent me back the logo with the O in my name as my face.
Yeah.
So I was like, I asked him how he did it. He was like, man, yo, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
So then he took my face from one of our flyers and combined it with the thing and created my logo like that.
Yeah.
So when they say block, the O is a person my face. And from there, I was like, all right. So shoot, I just started putting it on there.
That's what's up, man.
I put that stamp on there, man.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. That's you starting to really tap in then.
I had to tap everybody in. Like, people seeing that logo, but when I made the shirt, that's when
I
So,
see.
yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. I like
So,
the merch, man. Should have had some, man. Shout out to their merch, DJ Bull and Block merch, man. They definitely got some things going on for themselves. That's definitely dope, man. Going into your next aspect of life, like, you know, when you do what you love to do and you're passionate about it, I've come to learn that the things that you're passionate about usually are not self-invigorating. It's usually inspirational to others. Me being on this platform or having this platform is an idea that I wanted to have for others. Yeah, I got to put in the work. I got to do this. I got to I do all this. But the intent behind it was for people that I was inspired by or people that I've come across who had a story to tell and was on a purpose, so it seemed. And, you know, I wanted to identify the journey that it took for them to get to this point. So, man, the same for you all, right? So when you walk away from this, things were to happen in your life today, tomorrow, 50 years from now, what is the impact that you as a DJ on the society and whole? Like the bigger picture, I'm sure has to be bigger than just Columbia and South Carolina. But if you didn't make it out of Columbia, you'd be okay. But there, I'm sure there's a bigger picture. So ultimately, what impact do you doing this in your life do you want to leave behind?
For me, it goes back to what you were saying was, you know, I want people to walk out of a venue and just remember how happy they were when they left, how much happiness at least we brought. The other part of it is like we really want to help guide the young DJs coming in here too. So I would hope that, you know, we can motivate others and kind of spread light and spread joy into them to spread that joy into others. So it's kind of like, you know, it's marketing. It's not not marketing, but, you know, just spreading our energy onto others to spread it to more people. So
Gotcha.
we're really just, you know,
Yeah, y'all trying to be a catalyst to many other different people.
Yeah.
About what y'all doing, but y'all are part of another wave as well. That's what's up. What about you?
man, to be honest, see, I just want to put a stamp on the world,
Amen to that, bro.
yo.
Amen to that.
Like,
Bring the
like,
light. You wanna set the tone for people the way it was set for your family. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? The way your mama would play.
inspire other DJs. Hey, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the one thing though. Like I tell a lot of them, man, you got to be dedicated. You can't just think you're gonna get behind that booth and just play whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got to learn.
D&D. Dedication and discipline.
Like you got to learn because if you don't, man, you pretty much just wasting your time and my time. You ain't gonna go forth the effort with it.
Yeah. And the effort has to match the intensity, I would say, right? The passion, right?
Definitely
Yeah,
does.
you're learning. It sounds like an industry where there's a lot of growth to it.
Yeah.
What were some of the people that have helped you grow as DJs?
One of my biggest motivators is DJ Khaled. You know, I've been following him before he was, you know, in the scene he's in now. When I was growing up, I used to hear him when I used to visit my family down in Miami. I would hear him on the radio, and just his energy he brought was wild. And I was a kid, and I was just like, whoa. But one big influence in Colombia, one time for DJ B Lord, you know, he was a big factor for me. Seeing him as a kid, I was dibble dabbling, you know, 10, 12 years old, seeing him on BET, and I was like, damn, he's from Colombia, like, you know, he's repping for the Carolinas, and I want to do that one day when I get older. And then those two was really kind of like my motivators there, and still like I hope to one day reach that status of like that Khaled sounds. You know, it's a far dream, but you know, I want to start dabbling into other routes where I'm starting to work with artists, where I'm starting to work with other people, and just trying to take a different route, incorporating DJing into other aspects of media and entertainment.
Man, that sounds impactful, bro. That sounds very impactful. It sounds well thought out of. As we get ready to wind it down, man. I mean, a lot being said as far as y'all's journey. Any advice would you like to give to
Have fun. Have fun. Anything you do, just like Block will say, man, you get stuck, play that good music. You know what I'm saying? Like, just play. You know, hey, but just play. Just, you get stuck. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun, having a good time. and just enjoying what you do. If you don't enjoy it, your heart's not in it, you're going to put that out there and people are going to feel it.
Yeah.
People are going to feel like this guy ain't in his bag right now. He doesn't have that energy. He's not, there's no fun there.
Yeah.
But when you play and people can feel it, they really can feel it.
Man, it's not even just with what we do it for work.
Yeah.
The relationship. Let's go back. The point that I'm getting at with you all that I'm learning is relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, as I'm listening, I pray before things happen and before we kind of get through these things, and I allow, say, Holy Spirit, guide me in these conversations. Holy Spirit, guide me to have understanding what you want me to see and receive out of these individuals and in these interviews. And one of the things I keep just is influence in people, relationships. And y'all are saying so much that in the hiddenness of everything you're saying, the identity is y'all have a relationship. Y'all have a friendship. Y'all have a brotherhood. That energy is felt amongst the crowd. That energy is felt in your work. That energy is felt when you are on the turntable. You know what I'm saying? I posted something the other day and DJ Bull was just getting it in, getting it in, just, it's not a, I see some guys, they're like, they're focused. You could tell, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like life. You can get around people and people will portray who they are, but it's not who they are, all because they don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. People will portray who they are knowing that's not who they are because that's not who they are. It's like, you can feel it, right? Like you said, you can feel it. When people are trying to be something or think something, you can feel like it's off. The same way that if you come in there, some DJs you can play, you can tell there was a 20-year-old and he was just and the crowd was wrong. Yeah. He was just and then let some people, in the same way with you all, like when I see y'all at saloon or somewhere and the people going, sometimes y'all be in your own zone. I'm in my own zone. I'm in my own. Like y'all will just be, and I'll just be watching y'all. The crowd be kind of like drinking and chilling. They look, a couple people, but you be like, like, and I'm like, man, when Block getting in there, boom, just taking over. You talking crap about me the other night, oh yeah, go get your shot back, Frank. And I'll be like, yo, can you play this song? Hey, man, so we're gonna go into the song requests that we as fans ask y'all about, man. I know we talked about this little off screen and all this other stuff. We had a good little laugh, but these song requests is real, man. So is there any universal law, any tips, outside of we're not gonna say the F-bomb, but F them requests, God darn it. But if there's hope, if we have any hope, is there any suggestions to song requests?
Don't make them. I mean, because essentially, especially what you're doing, like I said, you're throwing off our vibe, right? DJs are locked in, and just like in general, like I was saying, when you go to other cities, you don't have access to that DJ booth. You can't even make a request. Mm-hmm. So just come out, let us work. You came out to have a good time, so let us give you a good time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourself, and who knows? That song that you're a little disrespectful to an extent. Yeah, because you never know. Either we already played it because you came in, or we're gonna play it. And it's just like another thing too. Like we normally get the request, and we're like, well, we just played it like 5 songs ago, right? Yeah. Oh, look, can you play it again? Well, when you were late for the movie, did you go to the front to the popcorn man? And you restart this whole movie for everybody sitting in this theater? No. So you gotta look at it like that. We got a purpose, we got a job to do, and just you have a good time. Yeah. Let us work. Let us work. Yeah. Let us work so you can have a good time. Exactly.
So we might be nice enough to replay the song maybe before the end of the night.
Maybe.
Yeah, we might throw it back in there for a little bit.
Is there any scenario that may change where you may be a little more open to song requests?
I've had someone tip a very big tip, and I will drop that song again. I mean, if I'm seeing a good old Chris Blue Line bill there, I might drop it right away. Yeah. I see a little 20, I'll throw it in the mix, don't worry. But it's really money talks. Yeah. BS walks.
But venues, if you go to a different venue, you may at times.
Oh no, for sure. So if you're going, I think the pros to the request is going to new venues. That lets you learn the crowd, lets you learn the people. So like, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started doing frat parties, um, taking those requests really helped me understand the new generation, because we've been doing it for so long. You might get tunneled into what you know,
Yeah.
but we've got to learn these new classes that are coming in. What is y'all's vibe? What do y'all like to listen to and party to? Because it's different than the class two years before them or whatever, right? So requests also help you like be on your toes, keep up to date with what's trending.
That's deep. That's good. So now y'all heard it. No, the money talks. Or be a new venue. That's it. Be a new venue.
That's it.
Man, that's crazy, man. So as we're closer to an end about it, being a DJ is one part of your identity. If you wasn't a DJ, right? Let's have a little fun. If you weren't a DJ, what would you be?
Oh man. That's hard because I've been a DJ for so long. It's like, but like I said, I do work a 9 to 5. I do have a career job. I think I'd just be doing that, but I wouldn't be as joyful as I am now because, a 9 to 5 is great, but
Is it? Is it?
right. You know what I mean?
Stability.
Its stability is good, but at the end of the day, DJing is something that I love to do. Like I said, even though it's work in a business, it doesn't feel like work because we love doing it. Like we can DJ. We've done DJ gigs where we've DJed like St. Patty's from 12 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning. That's 14 hours straight, and it's a lot. But at the same time, it's so fun. It's joyful because we enjoy it. But now if you tell me to go to work for 12, 14 hours in a day, I'd be like, man, come on, So I think it's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe. So one thing that who is what part of DJing is who you are? If I say who's DJ Bull or who DJ Block, or if I just say you're Bull and you're Block, who are you, and how is who you are translating to DJ?
I'm like I'm energetic, social, I'm spontaneous, random,
Rambunctious.
so I think and I do the same thing on the board. So, I express myself, my personality is that, like you said, I'm pushing all the buttons, spinning all the that's just how I am. That's like my ADD, ADHD. I'm just all over the place, So I think my personality resonates for sure. On the boards.
And how would you want to be remembered if you had to walk away from this game?
If
I had
DJing
and as a person, how would you want it to?
Just fun, happy, love. Just feel like love. Just like I said, one thing that I think separates us is we interact on a non DJ basis with the community. Just talking to people on a different level, such as your podcast as well. Shout out to your podcast for sure. I love having different conversations, even though it involves DJing, but how does it tie into life? So I think the social aspect of going out and just talking with the community has really helped us grow as people, but also help people grow to us. So yeah.
How about you, big man?
I'm just me.
You just you.
I mean, it ain't really like I'm telling you, like what you get is. Yeah. Like it ain't really like
you got a different mindset. Is what I was hearing about it from you. It's so cool that you just know music, and sometimes it's just unexplainable. So you have a gift that can't be explained, and it's not for the minds of others. Only those who can see it can truly appreciate it, such as your boy. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, man, we've talked about a lot of different things as far as the journey that y'all been on to get to this point. I do want to have one last question. I kind of touched on it with describing who you are, man. What do you think your purpose in life is at this point, or maybe what this is showing you to the future of your life? What do you think your purpose is?
Just continue to bring joy, good vibes, and once again, happiness. I mean, happiness is the main key here. people come out and they come out for a reason. They come out to have a good time, to escape whatever burdens they may have in their life currently. They want to have and it's not even all about drinking. I mean, we got people out there that'll sip on a water and just out there to have a good time, you know, and to be able to do that with music and, like you said, the beats and the rhythms, I mean, that makes people feel something. And if we can make people feel and escape their burdens and their hardships or whatever the case is, I mean, I think we're accomplishing our job. I think we're doing exactly what we need to do.
That's man, that was solid, bro. That was well said, bro. Well said, man. So as I stated, man, I always pray on these things and kind of allow the Holy Spirit to move me and guide me in these ways. And I think that scripture was very present. Once again, I'm gonna read that for you all, and I'm gonna share to you all what I believe God has shared within me, and based on what I've listened to. And it's just like I said, remember Proverbs 17:7, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Ultimately, man, I think y'all using y'all's gift to build relationships, and that your relationships allow people to have an outlet. Which on your end, you take on the burden of a lot of different energies, a lot of different spirits, a lot of different atmospheres, including your own personal life, which it is a testament to what God believes y'all can carry and handle for within yourself. Not everybody can be a solid DJ like that, and not everybody has a purpose in life where your vision may go far exceeding than Columbia and Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? But as you grow, it's because of the testament of what you've shown God and shown yourself, and the burdens and the hardship and the suffering that you're able to endure.
Right.
You know, so that, you know, what is Uncle Ben say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Everybody wants to enjoy the fruits, but do not want the power or the responsibilities that come with the good fruit. They just want the good fruit. So I believe ultimately, man, y'all are made to build good relationships with people. And I think it starts always, everything in life, every single thing, starts within. It goes back to what you said earlier. People can feel. Goes back to what he said. Leave a high reputation on somebody.
Right.
It's within. If you don't believe in yourself, if you're not confident in yourself, if you're not willing to take those risks, if you're not willing to have an iron sharpen iron, people to correct you, people to challenge you, and not for you to just think and be delusional at times, because sometimes our way of thinking can make us delusional. Because we're unable to see anything outside of the way we think.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And sometimes the experiences and the relationships you build, like you said, helps you to adapt. If you build a relationship, me and our relationship is going to be different from me and my media team's relationship is going to be different from my work relationship. But there's something that's always going to be filtered out, where it's going to show Bull's rambunctiousness. It's going to show his outgoingness. It's going to show his attentiveness. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all are was already painted at the beginning of your time.
Right.
God talks about that in Jeremiah 29:11, about the perfect plans that he knew for us before we were born. But when I go to us as people, I've come to learn who we are and the purpose that we identify as based on our natural upbringing. Before life hits us, before pain, before suffering, his assertiveness, his unique mind that you refer to is an attentive mind. He is who he is, as he stated, because he's observant and attentive, and he's kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? But then his mind, he lives in his brain. Where did that come from? Like he said, I'd subconsciously wake up and I'd hear loud music and the door vibrating. That was an indication that my dad was up and doing something. Typically, in that referred was breakfast. Your mom, she played music when she probably cleaned around the house and was active. So you resonate music with people doing something. And that subconsciously played a part in your life. That music has a point of, it makes people do something. Here you are, you have control and you play DJ and it gets people to do something. For you, on the other hand, you spoke briefly about your upbringing. Didn't talk much about your family, but you talked about your different cultures of life that you, in your upbringing, and your different diversity of music, from reggaeton, from country and Elgin to rap, to all these different music. Goes back to what you said earlier, a man of many different personalities, a lot of different energies. And now DJing allows you to hone in those energy into one, into a purpose, into a passion, and you get to be everything. You get to be like this. You get to be like this. You get to be like this. And some days you have your mental block. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a summarization of who you are. And I think you all, in difference, him quiet and attentive, assertive, him a little bit loud, like Rocky and Bullwinkle type mentality, Ren and Stimpy aspect. Y'all are two different people becoming one.
Yep.
And now it's DJ Bull and Block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, how does that identify with God? Well, God calls us to be a unity.
Yeah.
He calls us, like I told you earlier, no man should be alone. It's not good for no man to be alone. And y'all represent brotherhood and friendship, as Proverbs 17 says, 17 talks about, I think, to the ultimate level of friendship, especially in a world where y'all are both able to take something y'all are both passionate about and make a business into it and be on that level. Those are steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get in honeymoon phase. Oh, this is my friend.
Yeah.
This is my boy. This is my girl. We're all this in the first 3-4 months. And we talk so highly of ourselves. Then by year 2 is different. By year 7 is different. Year 10 is different. The foundation is, like you said, you filter those things out early.
Absolutely right. I mean, I think you got to have some key points to make it last this long. I mean, I think, honesty is a big thing. Trust, loyalty, dedication, and just open-mindedness, man. Like if you can't be open-minded, you gotta be open to criticism and know how to give constructive criticism. There's ways about it, and I think that's what has made our friendship great, because we've had those hard times where, we've been through tough up and down moments, but we've celebrated together, and we've been down together. So it's like, you gotta take every day as it comes, every week as it comes, and like you said, we know what our purpose is, and we're gonna try to keep striving for that purpose to try to hopefully meet the goals that we want, in the future to come. So I'm really looking forward to some big things, and I hope we can bring some good vibes and good energy to the people as well.
Anybody y'all want to shout out to? Anything you want to shout out? Any upcoming events? Anything we need to stay focused?
Shout out to all the new up and coming DJs for sure. I don't think they get the respect that they deserve, because one thing that I've learned about them is these cats are hungry.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things is with DJs that are tenured, you kind of get lost in that moment. But you got to remember, there's cats that want your spot. They want where you're at.
Yeah.
They want your venue. They're gonna do anything and everything to be where you're at. So you got to stay on your toes. So one time for the new DJs for motivation, and just that's for me.
But if you get into the craft, practice, learn your music. Don't stick to one genre, because in the point of the fact that you really ain't gonna get nowhere with it, and I had to learn that way. Be diverse. Be able to play anywhere, any other place, anytime, and practice. Please practice. Practice your music, man. That's all I can tell up and coming DJs. Practice.
Go back to that shout out though. Shout out to Elgin, Columbia, all of 803 for sure. 803, big shout out to the whole city.
803.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's what's up, man. That was and conclude another episode of Journey to Purpose, man. I hope it was helpful for those who are striving to chase their dreams and passion. I hope you was able to learn something from it that ultimately, man, practice, dedication, discipline. These things are very valuable in life as far as when you want to succeed in the things that you want to do. You heard some of the characteristic traits that they shared about themselves as individual and how they were able to mesh that together. Hey man, this road is not easy. It is not perfect, but once again, how bad do you want it? And how much value and meaning does it have for you? As you can see, man, the money and all that stuff is good, but at the end of the day, they find fulfillment in doing something for others. And usually what our purpose identifies is when we start finding things that we can do for others in our purpose, then we start to feel a different satisfaction ultimately, because I believe we all know that we can take care of ourselves to the bare minimum, but it's different when you can do that for someone else and somebody else does that for you, man. So ultimately, man, y'all have a good one and stay blessed, man. And once again, the scripture of this service was Proverbs 17:17. So man, make sure you have a friend that's there for life, but find you a brother or a sister for adversity, that when things are hard in your life, that you have somebody to go to. And that the first person that you need to build a relationship with, man, build that relationship with Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's who you really want to believe in. But if you don't have that, man, find it in somebody, man. It's there. It's there. But Jesus is everything. So y'all have blessed and have a good one.